Hey, everybody, here we are, me and Mr. Captain Chris Johnson. It is the 27th of August. Yes, the kids are going back to school next week. I'm just kidding. Anyway, we got a really special guest. Um, she's a sister from another Mr. Babyface Grandma. Everyone knows who she is, but we don't know a lot about her. We know her. We tried to do a prank on her about 2.5 years ago,
Oh, yeah, I forgot
and,
about
it, and
that.
she
Backfired.
made us look like a couple of morons.
You backfired.
Anyway, it backfired. Anyway, she's a wonderful lady. Call her babyface grandma because she's a grandma and looks like a teenager. I don't know how she did it. Me and Chris just get beat up every week that goes by. But hey, anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Chris so he can introduce her, and you're going to have a good time. She's a great person, great lady. Chris Johnson, what's up?
Hi, Marty. Morning. I love you, brother. I love you too, Diane, in the background. I could say a lot about this beautiful babyface grandma, as we call her. I will say this: not only she is beautiful, but she's fun. She's got a personality that probably 100% of guys would love, and all their ladies. She is a diehard fisherman. She has outfished me actually every time I show little pictures of fish. She shows these massive fish her and her husband are catching. But she's a phenomenal lady. Um, she's just a good person. She's fun. I can fire at her. I tease her all the time, and she fires back at me. So let's get her in the center, Marty. There she is, and she's looking absolutely beautiful. I love you with all my heart, Diane. I enjoy watching your fishing videos. I get a little jealous. Yes, I do. But Diane Lennon, the floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone. Well, thank you, Marty and Chris, for inviting me on. I didn't about what should I talk about, but you're right. We can just go back and forth because that's the way we are. I've always loved my nickname of Babyface Grandma, and I'm not much younger than Marty, and I'm older than Chris, so I'm kind of in between. And I do have 3 beautiful grandchildren. I'll talk a little bit about them. But yes, fishing, Chris. We need to get together about that one. I live in Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. I'm about an hour away from Vancouver. I have a pretty uneventful life. I hear stories and I think, wow, I've just had it really good. I come from a really big family. I'm the youngest of 8 kids. I have a twin brother, and yes, I'm younger than him by 23 minutes. And all 8 of us were born in 9.5 years. So my mom was pretty busy. I have 2 sisters. They're the oldest, then 5 boys, and then me. So hence the fishing, I think. I have a beautiful husband named Dennis. Wonderful, wonderful man. So kind. And I met him fishing. I was at a fishing derby. I had been dating a fellow for a few years, and it went sideways, and I went fishing to a fishing derby with my twin brother. And he said, "Oh, Dennis is here." And I said, "Well, who's Dennis?" It's funny because he worked with my oldest brother. And I like, why would I know who my oldest brother works with, right? I have 7 siblings. I don't know who they work with, most of them. And so I met him. Seemed like a nice guy. I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't there to meet anybody. I was there to fish. I was quite a fly fisher person. I had the belly boat, fly rods, you name it, and just enjoyed getting out on the water. So that was great. But the next weekend I went coho fishing with my oldest brother back home from where we had been with the derby. And there's Dennis. And again, okay, I've met him. Didn't think too much of it because it wasn't that long before that I broke up with the person I was dating. And then the next weekend I go coho fishing with my brother again because he has a boat. And there's Dennis again. And then sparks started to fly. So that was almost 25 years ago. Um, Again, we just hit it off with fishing, and we do love to fish. And I have sent Chris some pretty good fishing photos. We just smoked a whole bunch of salmon in our smoker this weekend, and So yeah, I can rub that in just a little bit, Chris. Again, 7 siblings. I've lost one brother 6.5 years ago. It was quite sudden. He had gone through a bunch of cancer treatment and everything looked great. And then he was home and just suddenly died. Nobody knows what it was from, either heart attack or sepsis, or they just don't know. So I felt very ripped off. But the more I got to know Marty, the more he reminded me so much of that brother, just funny all the time. And you could tell he would be really protective. So I feel like Marty is like a big brother to me. With all my siblings, I have 47 nephews and nieces. That's just on my side. I have greats. I became an aunt when I was 8 years old. And my newest great nephew was born last December. So they've been coming since I was 8 years old. So that's why there's 47 of them. My mom passed away in 1999. She was always the one that got the family together. So I'm going to just tell you about a little fun thing that I started a few years later. I noticed we just weren't getting together in big family groups because, there's always someone in the family that does that kind of arranges things. And mom was gone and nobody was kind of doing too much to get us together. So I realized when my twin brother and I turned 40 that for 5.5 months, all of us, all 8 of us kids, my siblings and us, were in our 40s. So I had an excuse for a party, not a birthday party for me and my brother, but just a party. And I called it the 40-something party. So we had it out at Pender Island where we used to keep a boat. And again, big family, so big crowd. It was a lot of fun, lots of cousins and aunts and uncles, and everybody came. So that was the 40-something party. And everybody said, we got to get together more often than, I hope we don't just do it every 10 years. Well, we do get little get-togethers, but again, the 50-something rolled around. And I arranged another one, and it was at a lake. So there was a resort, Lac de Roche. And again, lots of family, a lot of fun. It was just a hoot. So that was the 50-something party. And last year, once again, it was a 60-something party. And that was at another lake, actually where I met Dennis, where we were at that fishing derby. So that was the 60-something party. So again, all my siblings, we were all for 5.5 months. We have to get together in that time frame. That's my thing. And I said, when we turn 70-something, because my oldest sister will be 80, 5.5 months later, we're going to be on a cruise ship. So I'm not arranging this anymore. So that's kind of a fun thing with our family. And I do hope that we get together more often. Everybody always talks about it, but you know how everybody's so busy with their lives. So my grandkids, they're wonderful. I have a grandson and 2 granddaughters. And I just have to tell you a little cute story about my grandson. Dennis and I love to travel. We take we have a 32-foot fifth wheel, and we love to travel. Also, been to Europe and Caribbean, several things, and I've been on a lot of cruises. But this summer, I had 3 weeks up in the Soyuz, which is a really hot place in BC, about 4 hours from here. And then just about an hour away, we have a place we take our trailer. My grandson, my youngest stepdaughter, and the 2 of the grandkids were there. But my grandson is 12, and he knows all about Onpassive. He's quite funny that way. He always asks me about it. But he's very social, super social. He just loves to meet anybody. If he sees somebody, he'll, hey, what you doing? And next thing you know, he's got a buddy. Well, he's quite an entrepreneur too. So you can imagine this great big campground, and it was quite hot. So he started asking people, if you like, I can take your garbage to the garbage bin, and if they want, they could pay him $1 or something. So he started getting some business. Him and his buddy started getting some business about that. And then they added picking up ice from the store. So he's on his bicycle and he's got a backpack, and away he goes and he gets ice for people. And he even had some other people just give him some money because he was such a kind young man. So he is so cute. But he made, I think, about $25 US, which is like 900 Canadian. So he was quite happy with that. And I told him to make sure and open an American bank account because he's going to need that for Onpassive as well. And it's just cute. I love that he's so social like that. Again, not too much in my life has been traumatic. I've worked in the dental field for over 25 years. I really enjoyed it. I worked with specialists, so orthodontists and prosthodontists and oral pathologists and stuff. So I was on the admin end of things, and I loved it. I loved, making sure that that 80,000 estimate for that person's full mouth reconstruction was, all perfect. And I just love doing that kind of stuff. I love a challenge. But COVID hit. And then, of course, we had a break. And I went back and I had 4 specialists that I was working with. And it was just too stressful. They wouldn't get me any help. And I need to do my job well. And I was getting to where I couldn't do it well because I was just spread too thin. So I said, okay, I'm sorry. I'm done. And went camping. So guess what I found when I was camping? A friend sent me a Mike Ellis video, and it was all about Onpassive. And I listened to it, and then I watched it again, and then I watched some more. And that's when I signed up with Onpassive, July 2020. So most of my family they are involved. They're not involved, but they're all, okay with it, and they're not negative and everything. They're just letting me do my thing. And they're saying, just let me know when I got to do something, which I think we all understand how that goes. But it's been so great meeting so many people. I know that I can get in my trailer and travel all across the States and across Canada and visit with people. And I've been to Calgary a couple times and met up with Onpassive. Again, good friends. Patricia Parent, Pat, she's just, we're like this. It's great. We talk almost every day. She's going to be going through some dental issues, so we talk a lot about that. So I'm glad I can make her feel at ease a little bit about it. So Onpassive, I'm so excited for when things happen, because every time you turn around, there's someone you want to help. Whether it's they need a ride somewhere, they need some groceries, they need whatever it is. So I can't wait to just be able to help as many people as possible. I do want to start close to home with our food bank and things like that, and go from there. I want to sponsor a lot of the sports for the kids, because kids are our future. So I really want to give opportunities to kids. So that's big how I feel about Onpassive. It's not, I know some people are going, oh, it's taking so long. And yeah, a lot longer than anticipated. And I know a lot longer than Ash wanted. I mean, unforeseen things happen. And unfortunately, there's some negative people in the world that can put a damper on things. But we can overcome that. We just got to stay positive, and things are going to work out. So I'm really looking forward to that. Ash, I've talked to him a couple times just briefly, but it's funny how he must have a photographic memory or something, because he remembers everybody's name or something about them. It's amazing. So I want to thank him very much for everything. I know he's going through a lot. I know it's best that he keeps things to himself. And I'm doing my best to keep people on track when they send stuff to me about anything that doesn't come from him. I just go, you know what? That didn't come from Ash or head office. So just take it for a grain of salt till we hear. And I know we're going to hear something very soon. So I'm really excited for that. Again, I just love all the people that I meet. There's too many to name, the people that I can't wait to see. I'm envious of Chris getting in that motorhome and going across the country. My husband isn't retired yet, and that's one thing hopefully he can do soon. I know he will feel more comfortable once Onpassive is happening to actually retire. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. I'm just really thankful to know all the people that I've come to know. So back to you guys. Thank you again for inviting me. I really appreciate it.
Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Very good, Diane. Listen, hey, fellas out there, yes, she is a very happily married woman with a great husband. But how many women you ever hear say, "Hey, we just smoked some salmon," but she goes out and she catches them, and they're huge. Go to her. I think she shares a lot of it on her Facebook. But what a wonderful story! Big family, definitely a lot of love for her family, and I love to hear that. You know, every one of us have maybe some stories. I don't think Diane Lennon, even if she had a bad day, would have a bad day. I think you're amazing, Diane. I can't wait to go fishing. Matter of fact, after Ash watches this, he's probably going to want to go fishing with you rather than me. So
we need to go up the Haida Gwaii.
yeah, I need to go up where the good Canadian waters are. I just have not had no luck this year. I'm not done yet. I'm going to try again. But Diane, what an amazing story. There's going to be, listen, and I'm not knocking, there is a lot of women that love fishing. You are going to connect to literally millions and millions of people just because of the fishing, you know, and then the traveling to the fifth wheel. I can't wait to go camping with you guys. I think that'll be a lot of fun. I've met some of your brothers, your twin brothers, and just got a great family. I want to thank you for coming out here, Diane. And we got a terrible echo. I'm on mute.
Diane, you did fantastic, which I knew you would. You're going to relate to a lot of people, like Chris said. I didn't realize how much of a fisher person you were. I used to love fishing. I haven't been in a while, but yeah, that's fantastic.
She's
But
got
thank
gills,
you so much.
Marty. She's got gills, but she's hiding them with her
I
hair.
was wondering why the hair was doing that. I figured.
Yeah, and my web feet and my cankle, right, Chris?
No, I wasn't going to say it. You brought it up, but
only one cankle. I have a bad ankle for like 30 years, and it does swell up. But I have a cankle. I don't have cankles.
Yeah. And I used to tease her about it all the time. Like I said, we tried to do an April Fool's joke on Diane, and she backfired. I'll tell this quick story because it was funny. One time, I tricked her saying that, "Oh my God!" I went, "Wow, what? You left your camera on? I seen you in the mirror." You remember that one, Diane?
Oh yeah, getting out of bed because I was listening on, or I was on a call. I didn't know that my camera was on, and I did get out of the bed, and I don't sleep much on, so I didn't know if you were serious at first or not.
I got her.
And then I thought, oh well.
She handled it. You know what she said? "Oh well, I have no problem with it. Everyone wants to look," because there was nothing to see. It was with a camera, but it was funny. But.
Yeah, but she made it like you couldn't bother her.
Listen,
Yeah.
backfires me all the time. I've never been able to get her good, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
That was the worst 4th of July. We didn't get anyone that day.
Diane just destroyed us in one minute. But very good. Give your husband a big hug for me, because I think a lot of people would like a guy like him. And in the future, he's going to come into play with, I'm sure, traveling with meeting people, and they're going to find out what a great guy. They're going to find out why you're so happy, because if you got a couple, your husband or wife, and you're always happy with them, you're always happy. That happy life, happy wife goes the other way too, and you guys sound like you got a tight-knit family, and I absolutely love that. So before you go, let me shout out some prayers. Liz Leary is back in the hospital. She needs prayers. Julie Pierre's daughter definitely needs a lot of prayers. What's going on? Daryl Cook's brother, Pat Parent, always praying for my sister Pat. Robin Noble, Red's mom, I know is going through some stuff, and I still shooting out their prayers for. I haven't talked to Rob, but Rob Gorman, he needs some prayers too, what he's going through. So if I missed anybody, I'm sorry, but I pray constantly for everyone. I don't even need to pray for Diane. She's so happy. But I do. I say prayers for. I'd say, please, Lord, let me catch a bigger fish than Diane for once. But thanks.
Chris goes boating. Okay, he doesn't go fishing.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
He has a pole, but
I got like 80 poles and can't catch nothing on them. So bad timing, I guess. I'm going to change that. Maybe this week I'm going to go nighttime fishing and see what happens.
Well, you go with the worst time, Chris.
I do. Well, other things are important right now in my life, like Onpassive and shining the light. That's more important to me than fishing right now. So
yeah, I love this. Diane, thank you so much for coming. It was a lot of fun. I haven't seen you for a while, but I
I'm
heard you're
always
fishing.
here.
So.
You guys just don't know, but I'm always
Always here. Even when
All
she's
right. What is today? Tuesday, right? Oh, wow.
27th. It's the 27th of August.
All right. Say goodbye, everybody.
Tomorrow's 360. Don't forget.
Tomorrow,
Probably.
360. Probably 2 o'clock, but I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it'll be 2
Oh,
o'clock.
and wait, I forgot. Red had to do an emergency doctor's appointment today, so he canceled his show with I think it was Gladys, and he's going to reschedule that. So Red is not.
I don't know if he had an emergency one. Was it
No,
her?
it just said they had a like an emergency appointment they had to get to. So I don't know about what or who.
Okay. And one thing, I want to thank everybody for supporting me and Chris and all that. My channel just hit 80,000 subscribers.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
Wow, I only got 20,000. I'm low on the
I
totem
thought
pole.
you had 3, 4, Chris.
Well, yeah, it went up a little bit, but I can always use more subscribers. It's okay if you don't.
I think ask subscribe just for mercy, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'm 5 now.
my biggest nemesis.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thank you very much. Bye.